After two very closely contested races on Tuesday, our runners Infinious and ZoeVermilion have nothing between them. They are each at one win. Today, they come back for this winner takes all to go through to the round of eight. Today's restream is brought to you by Alice's cat. Our tracker today is Stoppable Force's cat. My cat is somewhere in the house and probably purring away while napping. And my co-commentator is Neon Grey's cat.
Ow.
Oh. So, how are you doing?
Meow. I am doing all right.
You probably wasn't expecting that, but who expects the cat? They're there for a reason. Lurking. But yes, this is a very, very tight race to call here. Who knows what's going to happen?
It seems even one of our runners is pulling for Game 4 here. Brave man Infinious going up against the newspaper, but that's not my life choices.
No, I'd rather not have a Game 4 here, but let's get this race completely underway. Let's not have anything else to do. Even our objectives at the bottom are saying we want a Game 4.
I mean, the objectives don't lie.
As an admin, no, thank you. Our real objectives, though, as normal, we've got the three static ones: forge the legend with the adamant, complete music, trade away the Prinktail, and we've got two additionals of get Porum and defeat the Fabul Gauntlet. That Fabul Gauntlet could be an interesting one.
It could. And Porum could. And they're off.
Yeah. With Rosa start, Porum isn't as high on the list of characters you would like, but that's an assassin in Dagger, and a Dark Knight Cecil, and a blue robe.
Yeah.
I think people would like to see that Baron Key as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's something you want to nail down. Good chance it's a Waterhead, but just as good a chance that is our gauntlet that we're looking for.
Yeah, or if it's like my race with Dusty Griff the other week, that's Water Hag with Gauntlet on the throne.
You know, I had blocked that out of my memory because why? No, why? And it's all back now, and we're seeing a split in our runners right off here. Infinious taking to the Watery Pass, and Zoe is doing the Baron In check here. It's just a Duke Rosa, though.
Yeah, having a quick check of the character here, just seeing if you can get eyes on that Porum quite quickly. The loot in this place, as we're seeing, is fairly low tier, a lot of 0 GPs, because you're not getting money for your items when selling them, and since items that you find, if they're auto sold, they'll just sell for 0. So yeah, Infinious is definitely getting the better starting looting area, but Zoe's got a little bit of information.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to Evelyn Castle, so they were just grabbing the Baron chest because they were right there. So there's definitely loot on Vermind. And Dwarfak's great find for when that Cecil gets promoted, and that rune ring could be very handy.
Yeah, rune rings are. We had 10 of them just handed to us over in the Swiss version of these flags, but at 20,000 a piece to actually buy, you don't really want to buy them with the limited amount of money that you get in these bracket flags. So finding one is quite a nice sort of pickup.
Yeah, they are exceptionally useful. Of course, half the stack in the Swiss versions would tend to just get sold, but even so, they give you a lot of magic defense, and they give you resistance to mages, which some very annoyingly punchy enemies, like Asura, are mages.
Yeah, free wisdom, free will as well. So quite, it's not a whole lot, but it's potentially a good increase in a magic spell, a healing spell, or a lit 2 cast, which you might need. Right. We did spy Edward in the bed, so if Sand Ruby's coming along, we will probably ignore that. And Iridia up on Hobbs.
Super excited by that, but Infinious goes, yeah, I'll just grab my anchor right now. And it is great to see Baigan in such an unlow-way easy spot.
Yeah, and one of the other things that Infinious did find in his little bit of looting was a black sword. So that Cecil is doing a lot more damage than he would normally do for being just level 10.
Yeah, so that is a great find there.
Zoe, I'm not too sure if she's been able to pick up anything for Rosa to actually throw around or Cecil, but I don't believe so at this moment in time.
Got a rune axe out of Evelyn, which is certainly better than nothing. You hope for a sword for him, but that'll get the job done once he's through ordeals.
Yeah, got to get up there though, and that can be a little bit more tough than you might think. We did start off with a fair amount of money though, something I think it was just over 60,000. So some of these overworld shops might have something like an elven bow and some decent arrows, some charm arrows and mute arrows that Rosa would put to some good use.
Unless my eyes deceive me, that was indeed 69,000 gold that we started with. And that is a looter sparkle at the waterfall spot, just resetting right out of that.
So we just about to go and find out that video is up here with Baigan, and yeah, only starting with the silver staff, which isn't a bad thing, but it doesn't really hit hard.
She's gonna want something because she's gotta carry the damage. Infinious, doing a full clear of this back area of the antlion, finds an elven bow, which immediately goes on to that Rosa.
And Zoe just says, no, I've got no damage to actually get through that Baigan fight. Let's hold off on that. I know Rydia's there now. I'll come back to her if I feel I need it.
Yeah, like back pocket Rydia, sure. That's a Kainatsu in the antlion that Infinious just said hello to. Great place for him to be.
Yeah, and one of the things you do get in the starter kits for this is 10 sets of 4 rages. So if those waves do come out, which they're likely to do on Zoe's side, I feel, you've got something to both disperse them and probably do a little bit of damage in this spot. Only got 1,000 hit points, so yeah.
Like, this is not terribly tricky to deal with no matter what, but only gives a rat tail, so there's nothing we can do with that one yet.
Not yet. We do need the hook, but it's a key item on the board. It's a key item checked once that hook comes available, and if it's going to be a check if we get the hook in this overworld, and sort of stare down a hook route, really.
Yep. So it's it'll definitely come back to haunt us at some point. It's just right now. Eh.
Zoe also finding that elven bow, I do believe, so that Rosa is going to be sort of online. Infinious checking the summoning hobs, not seeing one they liked, and just running off to football.
Yep. And only Medusa arrows equipped with that elven bow, so I don't think we're gonna see her attacking too much with that. But these Thor rages are getting the job done.
Yeah, the let the waves actually come up, throw a big bomb, and yeah, Zoe's these 4 rages will do the rest of the work.
Yeah, those Medusa arrows are just kind of poking.
Yeah, and Cecil's particular weapon isn't exactly potent right now.
Basically healing at least, but
that elven bow is going to come into work in football though. No Asura, a mage. No, so
yeah, doing 650 on Infinious's side. That's some very nice damage.
Okay. And lifelocking the Asura into that configuration, just letting the damage flow that way. Now you don't need to worry too much about the damage. It isn't a high hitting spot here, so even Cecil with no gear can really take them.
Yeah, definitely.
So we now picked up their Vatel, likely going to head over to football as well. Infinious just finishing that, and wouldn't be surprised if that Ordeals play is going to come around next.
Yes. With an Avenger in hand, we're going to Ordeals. We'd better be going to Ordeals.
Yeah, and we haven't really found a whole lot of character options. We've got these two. We know we've got another Rosa in the Baron Inn, which doesn't help us with no dupes on, and we've got a Rydia. So that Rydia might need to start raising up some levels on her just to take some damage.
I didn't know about that. Like Rosa, if we can get her some better arrows than what we found. Sorry, just got scared by my cat. If we can get some better arrows than what we found, that Rosa can carry. At least through Ordeals, no problem.
Yeah, and I think there was another black sword up on Ordeals, so
Black Robe.
Black one. Okay. So yeah, that Avenger is going to do some work, but we still do need to get through this. It's just it's going to be difficult, especially if there's a nasty boss up here, because these spots aren't exactly hard, but there are some blocking bosses that could pose a threat, just like these Mega Sisters.
That's true, but that Elven Bow is going to continue to do work. And Zoe's just setting up a slightly more damage-heavy setup for that Rosa, and should be through on the Asura quite easily.
And that Elven Bow is definitely doing everything necessary here. Going to take a couple of hits on Cindy. Cindy does have the majority of the hit points of these three sisters, but even that shouldn't be too bad.
This looks fine, even with the remedy coming up. If you're gonna run into Mega Sisters on the bridge at Ordeals, this is the side of the bridge you want to see them on. Back attack Mega Sisters are one of the nastier bosses you could run into in the entire game.
There's a lot of bosses that you don't want to see on the back attack spot. Mega Sisters is one there. If in this spot it's pretty bad if Mindy gets her spells off.
Yeah.
But that Elven Bow just prevented that completely.
Yeah. Okay. If you can deal with Mindy, you're fine there.
Arc Imps here shouldn't prove a problem.
Like a job for those Medusa arrows.
Yeah, but there's three of them.
Not
And they're going to get their they're going to get their hits off straight up and probably get 6 off before everyone gets any turns there.
Oh, he's putting on the Medusa arrows.
Might be a case for putting Rydia in the front now and letting Rosa take that first turn, and so gets the turn straight after the first set of attacks by the imps. But no, sticking with Cecil in the front.
Well,
he does
either one will be fine. Yeah.
He does have a black sword, so
yeah.
No, the death procs could happen here. Yep, there we go. Or the swoon procs. Sorry.
Yeah, you see him holding his turn there. One of the neat things about status procs in this game, just an oddity of the way the game is coded, is that the closer you are to, taking your next action, or if you imagine like a turn counter, like it goes, like you go when you hit 100 and you go wraps around to 0 after you take your turn. If you're at 0, those procs are gonna hit you.
Yeah, it's a very strange oddity. The closer to 0 it is, it's just the higher the chance. It's sort of on a percentage scale as well. If you hit it at sort of 0, it's 100% likely. If it's at 100, it's 0% likely. So, who knows how it works?
Yeah, that does not seem like it's intentional to me, but it's an interesting outpouring just of the way it works.
Infinious, so picking up their paladin, that Avenger is very likely going to be placed into the hands of a certain Cecil, and then a big bomb thrown, and Mylon will be done. I don't think that I think he's just Avenger glitched a short bow charm arrow though, so this isn't going to do well for this particular fight.
At least that's Cecil's back row glitch to start.
Yeah, there is that.
And Zoe is finally through on that Asura. That cannot feel good spending that long on this, but that Avenger is waiting for him.
And likely going to be heading to Ordeals soon. Might stop off in a few shops just to see if they can pick up some more arrows. Mute arrows there arrows. Should do just fine though.
Yeah.
And Infinious on his way down, likely going to head over to Baron next. We still haven't found anything except a Vatel, and we're running out of checks on this overworld.
Usually when I hit Ordeals and haven't found any key items, this is generally when I start feeling like the game is sending me for an overworld mist. Is that generally what you feel like, or am I just weird?
No, you're definitely not weird in the slightest. The longer you go without too many key items, you've got to think demist is somewhere on this overworld. You do your normal checks anyway, but you keep the demist in the back of your mind.
Yeah, because this is definitely where I start to suspect. It's pretty normal to get a couple of misses on the overworld, but when it's completely blank, oh, that's an Ogopogo. You know what? If you're gonna have a spot in the overworld to fight Ogopogo, let's have the one where it's 300 hit points, and we can't kill Rydia before we get through.
Well, Ogopogo's got something to say about that.
Thanks, buddy.
It's a good question about what's in the second spot though, because if we get a second wave out, for instance, we're not going to see too much. And Infinious has Avenger glitched Cecil's fist.
Yep. That I appreciate that he was going out of his way to heal there, so he doesn't go in too low. But that Rosa needs to finish the job for her man. No, changed bros won't solve anything.
Well, it'll maybe double the damage, but
it'll double the damage Ogopogo does.
Yeah, there is that. This is
incredible.
Let's just let Rosa deal with this entire scene.
Yeah,
Cecil, you can have that Avenger glitch. Keep doing it with barehanded damage. And about that Mist Dragon.
The perfect fight to go into wearing an Avenger. But that actually doing 848 damage, there is a chance that we get through before the first Mist Form.
Possible.
It's going to be
possible,
tight.
Yeah. We've only had one punch out. This is a very slow spot for demist. And Cecil, I believe, has crystal armor equipped with that Avenger, so easily going to be able to take those hits and wins before the mist, and that's a required Baron in.
Yeah, there's Twin Harp, and what if the Mist Dragon is nothing?
Then we're off to get some music.
It is ridiculous.
It's got a potent start. We haven't actually seen any real danger bosses out there either, so it's an interesting start with a potential for some rudeness later as well.
Yeah, some of these bosses are bosses you very much don't want to see this early. Like those Dark Imps, those could be free later on. That's a hook from our Mist Dragon.
We're going to go and check that. We're going to see what the boss is, and there's a potential that Infinious is just going to say, I need to exit straight up because I want to go and do that Twin Harp first, because I need some more experience on Cecil.
Yeah, you go like, oh, I can't do this yet. I've just still got noodle arms. And of course, the other option here is the one you always hope into when you go in with a really under-prep party, is foo.
Yeah, I'm not hoping not to see Foo there. I'm hoping to see someone... Actually, Porum down there might be an interesting find, because base level Porum, base level Aurelia, and Rosa and Cecil for a hook route. Not ideal.
True, but I also don't like having
A
that's a
darkness
darkness
crystal?
crystal. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, that opens things up a little bit. That gives you 2 character checks, and if one of them is, say, Fu or Teller, and we find sirens on either the moon or in that hook route, we could see a grind before that Cave of Blana dive, and the boss at the end there is pretty much academic. But Infinious is saying, I want to get this objective done.
Oh, fair enough. Going in just with an Avenger equipped should just make short work of that fight.
Yeah, around 5,000 to 6,000 hit points here. Cecil should be swinging for about the same as what he did in Baron Inn. So, yeah, it should be fairly okay to get through.
Yeah, this should be fairly simple unless it's something that does not take well to melee attacks. It would not be very good for him right now if that happened to be, say, the deluders.
If it is, I can see this being done much, much later rather than right now, because I don't think you can survive that.
Yeah, but we did take a save in front, so we're gonna see. It's not necessarily going to be an issue if we wipe here.
Oh, we're going to have at least one wipe, just like that. But that's scripted. We're going to listen to music now. It's early for music, actually, 25 minutes in.
This is one of the earliest that we've heard it.
So I suppose we should be quiet and listen.
Yeah, I hear that's the thing to do.
So stay a while, people, and listen. So, quick jaunt down Route 1. And the prize at the end of it, are we getting a package for Dr. Oak? Oh, Professor Oak? No, we're getting a crystal ring.
I'm glad you could make some Pokemon jokes there, because I really could not. I don't know.
Oh, it wasn't Pokemon Crystal that we had there, it was Pokemon Red or Blue.
That's true. And it looks like Cecil does not have exit yet.
No, it takes level 18, I believe, on Cecil or to get an exit, and maybe even level 20. So definitely still too early for him to pick up that spell. But it's not too long a jaunt out. It's just you just hate walking through this particular cave. At least
Yeah, yeah. It's awkward because you're used to not. But looks like Zoe just cleaned up in Baron while the music was playing. Got that twin harp as well.
And we'll see wherever he wants to go. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to check that character. I don't see Zoe going to the Magnus Cave for the music quite as early as Infinious has. I just don't think it's because she's only got the two characters. I think she's going to hold off. I think Fee's going to hold off on it.
Yeah, and I think that's also why we haven't checked the rat tail yet, just because right now the character check is that absolute top priority. Sirens and was that hourglasses in the shop?
Yep, picked up 3 of each. Very much looking for a Teller or Fu here. Going to do a grind up on the moon with those, and if with weak in hand, and yeah, this. We're also going to get to see who this boss is at the bottom. Is it going to be Maid Academic? It is a Fu and Octomam. Octomam's quite good to see here, actually.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Like the physical damage there is not too bad. We've got Cecil, well armored Cecil, who could just chop those tentacles off, and a Fu to hang out and do Fu things.
It is a fast spot, so the hits are going to keep come along very quickly. But with Cecil in the back row, armored as he is, and doing quite a bit of damage, Zoe has a black belt and a dragoon gauntlet on there. Yeah,
Maybe
that
just
fight,
gets a second Rydia.
yeah, that fight's fairly simple. And with a second Rydia up on the moon, and Zoe is going to have a full team. Very a little bit quicker at this point. Although Infinious is just about to go and get this Fu as well. So
yeah. I think probably Zoe's next stop is probably just taking out a couple of those quick other boss checks. Like that Bahamut in the Mist Cave is quite free, and also cashing in that rat tail, gonna get that darkness crystal, but you know, I suspect the affiliation with Team Nevermood, those dastardly villains that they are, they might still hold sway here.
yeah, I only see a grind up there happening at the moment, and
there's no real reason to do much there with that.
Yeah, with only 3 or 4 sirens, without the 10 key items, you're not going to get a great deal of experience. You're going to get enough for the high 30s, and that's plenty to get you through all of the underworld. So that will be the first stop.
Yeah, like at this point, you might even just consider doing a couple reactions with that Fu.
Also depends on if Fu has actually learnt weak. Hey, Zoe has, I believe, has checked the spells, and I wasn't too sure if we saw Fu with that. So we might see a few stops off in Mist Cave or the waterfall cave just to build up those spells a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty usual when that happens, just because, oh, we've got an early nuke on this foo.
1400 hit points on that foo, so we'll be getting, if we see around about the same as that on Zoe's side, we're going to see that weak is available.
And yeah, with that nuke, Infinious is just gunning it. Use that Soma drop from earlier too.
Got the foo, got the Anchoridia, got a Avenger Cecil, got a healer in Rosa. Yeah, this Ultimam is pretty much set.
Oh yeah, and we're just grabbing the Mad Ogres on the way down. Great XP here, and with the mini spell, the only trouble that's going to be had here is getting the right Mad Ogre life glitched, because who knows where we're targeting.
Zoe's foo does only have 1200 hit points, so it's 2 bosses away from Infinious's. So I don't think weak or nuke is on the table for Zoe right now.
Yeah, it could be, because it was 3 spells from the end, or it was the third one in the left column, it was a full one. So it's either 1 or 2 bosses, depending on the distribution of the white spells that he gets also. So we could get it right now, or it could be another boss away for that.
I didn't see too many white spells in the list, so that's likely it's likely that nuke and weak aren't there, but this one will give at least one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure which. Oh, the Hobbs character, the Hobbs boss, Baigan, is the other boss that was skipped for Zoe. So through the Mad Ogres, picked up a Mazamune. Edge may or may not be in this seed. If he is, at least we've got a weapon for him.
Yeah, if he is, he's not with us, so... But yeah, that is a great weapon for a character we'd like to see. Well, that our runners would like to see.
Having that Cecil up in the front row is going to get the first turn with Rydia in the middle. But I'm not too sure what armor. I think he's got the crystal or armor on, but oh, never mind.
This is fine.
There's no danger in this. There's no damage coming his way at all.
Yeah.
Count will happen, but because of the Anchoridia, that count will never get lower than 0 anyway.
Also because of nuke, doing more than the slot's max hit points.
Yeah, Fu sort of helped with that as well. But yeah, that was a fairly simple fight, and Octomam is I hear seafood's quite good for you.
You know what? I love me some calamari.
Yeah, well, I say seafood, but this is sort of I'm not too sure where this is. But
Power food? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not sure I'm really down for microwaved squid.
Doesn't sound too appetizing, does it?
No. Zoe's taking that Bahamut fight. Should get that cat caught up right away.
Yeah, Fu is going to be well said here. Yeah, weak nuke and meteor in that in those. Those. That's a big set of spells.
Oh yeah. It's always about to get the bad news of who's in the bed.
Yeah, but it's at least knowledge that you don't need to go back there. I doubt Edward is going to be picked up.
No. Needs his beauty sleep.
Yeah, Zoe's seen Rydia. We know there's a Rydia on the moon. That's pretty much sharp.
And there's some cursed rings, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so our agility problems are set, especially with the cursed ring being found there by Zoe. I don't think Infinious peaked that, so it's going to be relying on that Rydia.
Yeah.
At 38 minutes and 30 seconds, Infinious is through to the underworld. And Zoe is going up to the moon.
Another of those lunar sparkles there.
We've seen two. We've seen Ogopogo and Plague. Peldim, the D-Lunars, Wyvern, all readily available.
Yeah, we know one of those sparkles is at the waterfall, but we don't know which one of them it is.
Yeah, it was peaked as a sparkle, but not shown in the actual fight. So, where would Infinious go next? Dwarf Castle seems like the best option, really. Character check, 2 bosses. We're still looking for both Porum and the Football Gauntlet. Seems like a good place to start off with, and then just work your way around.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a foe. You can do pretty much whatever you like with relative ease.
Yeah. Charm Rod, Crystal Ring, Black Shirt Foo. Sure, it's not vanilla equipment foo, but it's still fairly potent.
Yeah, like a nuke cast is a nuke cast.
Mine on Z, though, in the first spot in the Dwarf Castle. Since we have already seen Mylon and friends.
Yep, that's pretty much what that has to be.
First order of business, though, Rydia, being dropped to maintain the agility situation. Zoe is heading over to Cave Bahamut. That
You wanting to pop a siren?
I wouldn't be surprised if that is definitely going to happen. And yeah, cursed ring on Rydia as well.
Crystal ring on that Cecil, yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a setup for at least 1 siren, maybe 2.
Yep. That's an easy slot made even easier with that Yang there.
Sid coming along for the ride. I think we've got a Runex or 2, so he's going to be fairly well prepared. And that's a Dark Elf on the Cave Bahamut throne. That's fairly easy, actually, for that particular spot.
Yeah, I think that's...
Because the
That's prep to clear the fight.
yeah, the magic part won't hit that hard out there, and
Yeah, and you can
and
just two-shot the second part. Oh,
yeah, and you've got hourglasses and weak for the second part. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is taken out
that's
very quickly.
yeah, that's basically free. So yeah, we're just going for it.
And yeah, the magic isn't going to hit very hard here, but it's going to hit in hard enough for that Rydia to be down and let Cecil just do the work he does without, and everyone else do what they need to do without taking extra turns.
Yeah.
Infinious threw that dwarf castle though, young in the second spot, gave the Luke a key, so very, very vanilla. But Infinious is saying, let's follow it, let's see where it goes. I've still got a lot of things to find.
Yeah, interesting, because this feels a little early to be chasing this check, but really, you've got an Avenger Cecil, you've got the Foo, you've got a rock solid anchor. It should be fine.
Yeah, I feel this is a check just to get it out of the way and not have to come back to it. You're down here anyway. You're going in the loop anyway from Dwarf to Tomra to the Feymarsh. It's all in a nice sequence.
Yeah, like I think you go in on this hoping it's nothing. That's a Dragoon Spear from that Dark Elf, but whatever.
No cane in sight yet.
No.
Yeah. and Foo's got another few spells. Rosa didn't pick up any experience from that, but I don't think Zoe is going to mind. Foo and Cecil should be enough to let things go here, and Rosa can just pick up the experience as necessary. Well, that's an item.
Certainly is. That's the boss.
Yeah. This is you're going. We're going to see a very much a blarg here, but Foo is going to survive just about. Yeah, but that's also a very fast spot, and those extra nukes are going to come along quite quickly and very powerful, I believe, as well in that particular area.
Yeah. And it looks like he mismenued, accidentally used a life potion on Foo, so he had to reset out, because that just would have led to a wipe either way. And now he's got this adamant, now he's stuck with it.
It's going to be a little bit more set up and ready for this, though. Not changing the battle speed or the setup, though. Going to let things remain as is. Did get a Starvel up on that food before, so going to be hoping that's happening again, and maybe extra. Nah, just food.
Yeah, still, the fact that he can actually wrangle this should mean he can get through.
There's the wall. Cecil is doing quite a bit of work, but one nuke on that particular thing, that particular person is, yeah. There goes a little bit of the damage. Can Foo make up for it with the extra nukes?
Shouldn't be a problem. Very nicely done, and Fu gets his max power for his trouble there.
And walking out with that adamant, one more item towards that go that is so richly wanted at this moment in time. So now that that's done, and with Zoe making their way down into, down through the plague and then Octomam, we'll be in the underworld fairly quickly with that extra knowledge that the Cave Bahamut boss has been done, and didn't really get anything to show for it except a few bits of levels, but it's a check off the table.
But yeah.
Oh. And yeah, this loop just going round Dwarf to Tomra to the Fey Marsh. We're going to see the bosses here. Likely take on one or two if they're free-ish as well. Now, that Avenger Cecil opens up a whole lot. That Fu opens up a whole lot that you wouldn't normally do at this sort of early stage. And that tower key just sort of completes the route in this underworld. You're going in the circle anyway. Tower key just adds that last little nail into what's down here.
Yeah, no, it gives you a nice little circle all by itself. Don't see a huge reason to not follow up on that once you're done here, but we don't even know what the bosses are yet.
Well, we know it's not Wyvern up the top of the tower.
Oh. One of those is free.
Mostly free, yeah. The Hourglass should get this, but they're going to hit it a little bit harder. At least they're going to hit once each hard. But after that, just raise them up with the with life potions. Cecil should do a fair amount of work here. Holding off on the raising of Cecil.
Probably going for a life glitch on the last guard. And
yeah,
and just
unique.
Yeah, prepping that by making it so that no matter which one he hits, it'll kill.
Yeah, Fu's only mini, so his spells are fully available. There's life potion on Fu. On Cecil. So here comes a little bit of time. Cecil does need. He does need to get round on the queues, so that does mean that
we missed the life. Oh well.
Yeah, but through the fights, that's all that's really. Well, you've got sirens available. You've got hourglasses. You're not really too worried about your experience later on.
Yeah, nothing for it but a protect ring. So we're just gonna leave LB. She can sit there.
Val's one of those bosses that you see and you just never want to return to because of how obnoxious you know the fight is going to be.
Yeah, like whether you've got Kane or not, Val is always just annoying at best.
been pointed out that Zoe has had experience going to that at Rydia, but Zoe does have a cursed ring, so I don't think Zoe actually cares too much, especially with a Sid turning up as well.
Yeah, like it's not a big deal here at all. Like you don't want her to get that XP, and you're very happy that Yang just takes her out there. But nobody ever says anything when board face AI does something nice. But you know, with a cursed ring, she gets a few stray levels. It's fine.
Yeah, and with that said, you've got a backup anchor if necessary, who's slow enough as normal and gets a boatload of hit points, even with that slow speed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's surprisingly rude at the top of the tower.
Yeah.
It's not a hard fight, but the best way to deal with this is, at least with this particular team, is likely going to be the frog strategy. Because Cecil's main course of dealing damage is direct attacks right now. Fu, you can get some nukes off, but this spot isn't exactly slow. And Sid and Rosa can't really assist in the damage right now.
Of course, the magic attack here is really low. The viruses here, they could well be fine. I think, yeah, we're just gonna go for it and see. And, yeah, go for Meteos.
Yeah, as you can see, the damage isn't really that great here. The flame counters are and yeah, the flames are going to be the main source of damage from these. The virus is 200, manageable.
Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, because we kicked them into virus mode, they're just doing that.
And we could see the walls wear off, or we could just see the the fires come out because there's so much damage coming in.
Still, not bad at all. It shouldn't be too long for that to drop.
And if Fu can just ignore some of the some of the fire counters, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, like the magic power here is so low. That's a pink tail.
So that's objective 3. So we've seen done and the Cave Magnus objective. We've got objective 3 on the table, all to be completed now by Infinious. We still haven't seen Hide nor Hair of Porum or the Football Gauntlet at the moment, and we just need a Legend Sword.
Yeah. Okay, when Zoe started walking out, I was wondering if V was going to take a crack at that valve for some reason, but no, it looks like just going back for the key item.
Yeah, even with the extra levels that Zoe's picked up, that valve just screams no.
Yeah, that's why it was like, but no, just heading back over to avoid that weird back and forth shuffle that you always do on that tile.
Zoe is entering the tower now. Hasn't done the Luca Cave after doing the Dwarf Castle. Oh, going to be holding off on that, so has got a bit of time back. But if that adamant is required, or one of the quicker ways to go mode, could be ruin it a little bit.
Yeah, but no way to know that as yet, so we'll just have to see how that goes. And, you know, we might just be intending to head down to Luca after this.
So we're going to see what the tower key is going to give, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to do a Sheila 1 check after that. And
Yeah.
I think the only things left are Moon. If neither of these
so,
give
yeah.
anything actual meaningful.
The Sand Ruby, which, no thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those key items that isn't really meaningful, except as an extra 1 on the way to 10 key items, of which Infinious has 9.
Yeah, so it's good in that regard. And I'm sure it looks very pretty on the dashboard of the Enterprise, but that's where it's gonna stay.
Yeah, nah. So right now we're looking at what's looking like a required moon. And unless Sheila 1 has something, we do know there's a blue robe at Baron Inn. At Baron Castle. Also, if we find that Baron key, that's going to be sort of beelined.
Yeah. But before that, right now it does look like we're being shuffled to Moon, unless this Sheila has something on the first one.
First up, though, going to check that pigtail. Let's see what we get here.
It's another Dragoon Lance.
Cane? I'm sure you wouldn't mind seeing the cane turn up.
Yeah, like, you've got better gear for him than pretty much anybody else we found.
Yeah, would definitely be a nice replacement for that Sid. Or that Rydia, and let Sid be the anchor instead. Zoe through the D-Lunars, so going to take on the orbs in the cannon room.
This should be pretty quick here, and now we're going to see what Sheila's got. It's a package.
Forum.
Yeah. Could be a Porum, could be a Gauntlet, could be a Porum and a Gauntlet.
That would be interesting, and it would definitely put Infinious right in the driver's seat and saying, and this race is almost done, and can you just see it through? Checking the mist cave though. Hasn't done this. Zoe did just for the extra little bit of spells on Fu. And it's a Yang. Yeah, not a character I want to go through the package cutscene for.
No, not at all. And we're not so hard up on boss checks yet that we're gonna do the package for a boss check.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Yang on this particular flag set, since the equipment is just so hard to come by. But even a package Yang an hour in, even if you haven't done your grind, is still a very dubious check.
Yeah, that's a real hard sell.
Zoe going to go and check that Sheila one, going to find that package as well. Infinious off to the moon. Does have to go through this cutscene to pick up the duplicate Rydia again, though.
Yeah. To answer Gene Hat Mood in chat, the second tournament was actually welcome to the Zebasode with a 2. The Fabul Gauntlet was the second league after the World Series of Free Enterprise. And the first Highway to the Zebasode was just Highway to the Zebasode. Because we've got the tournaments that run, through the fall and into the beginning of winter usually, and we've got these spring leagues that we have going on.
Yeah, and we didn't have any fancy names at that point. We had to start somewhere, so Highway to the Zebasode it was.
Was pretty fancy.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
And if you are interested about them, Antidale has just linked them in chat, and yeah, and all of these events, they're open to absolutely anyone. Just be around when signups go out, usually about a month before everything starts, and you too can be up on the big stage, and maybe you could be one of these people here getting closer and closer to the finals.
I came in just after the Highway to the Zebasode number 2. I believe you've been around a little bit longer than that, Neon. So we've definitely seen a few things and grown along with the community.
Oh yeah, no, I've been here since I guess May 2018. I was here before the first Zebasode. We look to be having some technical issues with oh no, there Zoe's freed up again.
Zoe is having to sort of jury rig their internet a little bit today, so there might be a few drops, but
oh, it's hotel internet, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
that explains everything.
One of the backups for all of our runners is to have a actual VOD being done, so we will, if there are any issues, we will have independent verification of their run.
Yeah, so just for results purposes, we shouldn't have any concerns. We're gonna have recordings if we need them. So if we just get any blips here, that's just how it goes.
Infinious, so those sirens being put to use, 10 key items, double experience because of that, 180,000 on these gold dragons. The Fu with weak is going to make sure there's quick work of these done, and putting their grind on, then just going to go and bash out the bosses with the Avenger in hand. And Zoe is just about to likely go a little blag and then come back and actually win.
And Zoe hits the rope of shame that you only touch if you just hold that down button a little too far for a little too long.
Yeah, everyone's done it. Everyone will. You only have to press it, have it for one tile, and you will go down that rope. It's one of the worst rooms in the game just because of that.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate that rope. I think the one environmental feature I hate more than that rope is the stairs on the way to the Peldim altar. There's just this one room where I will always just go back up the stairs when you actually, what you need to do is just go one to the right and then go up.
So he's finding the adamant though. Going to find the wyvern now.
Everybody's best friend, but this is why we do our anchoring.
Not even going to see the mega nuke, just looking at it and going, "I'll be right back."
Yeah. Dialing down to Wyvern standard time. And the best non-Avenger weapon that V has is just the rune axe.
Which isn't a bad weapon, and it's just you really want to see something better right now.
Yeah. Like that, I think, is the big appeal right now of the moon play at all. Because, you know, you're not going to get hits on all these checks. You're hoping very much to get something decent to equip.
And that Avenger will be very serviceable in the Zeromus fight. It's one of the preferred weapons, but it's just, yeah. Give me an Excalibur, give me a Crystal Sword any day for a Cecil.
Yeah, I take a light sword even.
I think I'd rather have the Avenger equipped straight up than a lightsaber, but
That's fair. Oh, that's a Baron key behind the ribbon altar.
Still 2 objectives to complete though. Oh, so the Baron key alone isn't enough, especially if it isn't the Football Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And Antlion is in their customary place on the moon at the moment.
Yeah, he loves this spot. It is a primo spot for munching hapless adventurers trying to save the world.
Yeah, very high attack power spot. Not the highest, but very, very high. So yeah. These hits are going to happen. The counters aren't too bad. 300 though is still a fair chunk, especially when on a foo that's only got 2,000.
Yeah, like on the one hand, you know what? You don't really care about them because you already gotta be healing to deal with things anyway. But on the other hand, you're still gonna have to be healing to deal with things anyway.
Preferring Blink over Heal right now. Just stop those major attacks. Let the counters happen. We can heal afterwards.
Yeah. Or we just nuke him down right before anything actually happens there.
That also works.
Pass, excellent find. When you're this deep in the moon and you know you're gonna have to leave, you don't want to ever have to come back.
Yeah. I always enjoy seeing a pass, especially if I'm on the moon. And if it's in my inventory, I just know, right, I don't care about if I have to do anything on the Earth again, and I can go back. It really plays on your mind a lot more than it should if you don't have that pass and you full clear the moon and you get your go mode and you've got to go back to Earth just to hand one of those objectives in, then just walk through the moon again. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
ETAP. ETAP. We would like to take on your prediction skills right now.
I'm so
This
happy.
is Gauntlet. Atogo Pogo. Say hello to two sets of evil masks. A double red dragon and a single red dragon, and I believe the last one is a behemoth.
That sounds right, yes.
Not in that particular order, but yeah, we're going to go through all of those 5 fights. There's a lot of experience here, but there's a lot of danger.
Neither of our runners are going to need any further grinding after having completed this. They're both over 10. This gauntlet is a grind. It is possibly. I don't think it's the worst gauntlet in the game. There's like some. The crystal altar is really bad. It's got things you really don't want to mess with, like fatalize, which are just massive hit point sponges. But
this isn't. This is one of the hardest spots, but it's not the longest.
Yeah.
The one you said at the crystal altar is a lot more, or is a lot longer, because the fatalize start off with single target counts. I think 3 to 4 of them. So that takes up a lot of time. But this is definitely one of the harder spots, just not one of the longer ones. If you're set up correctly, like having a Cecil with an X-Scale.
Yeah, of course,
with an
as Etep points out, it's terrible to have a good anchor on a behemoth, just because they're incredibly slow. They hit very hard. You do not want the going 1-for-1 to turns with your party.
Yeah, Behemoth have a agility of 4, which is exactly a enough for a. If you've got an agility anchor with 1 agility, that makes them relative 1.
Yeah.
And they hit hard.
Yeah. Zoe finds the officer-soldier fight at the crystal altar. Gladly uses the nuke here. Does not know that, oh baby, the grind is coming.
Yeah, hasn't actually gained done any of the sirens though, so could be making up a little bit of time up on Infinious just with that alone.
Yeah. And honestly, you do want like a bit of a bootstrap before going into that gauntlet, and that's the Legend Sword.
That's we have no mode.
Yeah.
We Zoe is going to go and do that altar if they don't check that Baron key. He just straight up after finding it.
Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna see them just immediately bail. I don't think so.
Infinious, on the other hand, that Baron key is a character check.
It is.
So that Baron key could be a very big red herring for both of our runners.
It's true. But I think in Infinious's case, having done the bottom 3, you do at the very least the next one up.
I would definitely, because you don't want to come down again or reset to the bottom of the moon just to do that one spot and then exit.
Yeah.
Again, so. But we're not Infinious. We're not Zoe. We're just looking on the sidelines, just like the rest of these rest of everyone in chat. We're not up against it. We're not up against it. These runners are.
Oh yeah.
And Zoe has saved and is exiting.
Oh no, Zoe! Zoe, no, don't chase the blue robe! Don't chase the blue robe!
Infinious is using warp, so it's going to go to that crystal sword altar. This still might work out for Zoe, although it isn't. We know it's Waterhag now at that Baron Castle spot.
Probably an immediate reset if once the fight pops.
There's still the Porum option at the actual Baron King throne. So it's not. It's a double check, I think, for Zoe rather than just us seeing that Waterhagen reset.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. You're not wrong that it would. You would also hope for that Porum. And to answer the question in chat, get Porum blessedly does not mean keep Porum. You just need to, say hi, Porum. Would you sign this for me? There we go.
Yeah, and then let her go back, go and do her own white magic things in another place. Infinious, though, picking up that legend sword is in go.
Yeah.
So Zoe, just about to see the bad news here, but I honestly don't see them not continuing this along. Got the legend sword, got the adamant. Isn't going to be too far behind if this is a Porum, but does have to rewalk that moon to get to Zeromus. As Infinious has to pass.
Yep.
Castle's found behind Antlion at the White Spear altar.
Yep.
Yeah, Zoe, seeing that and that Warthog finishing off, continuing it on, and this is just
wow.
You look at this and you just go, really, Golbez? Here?
Yeah, like I think you can't run into this Golbez and not just die a little inside. Because that cannot feel good.
On a good note, Cecil is not paralyzed and does have an Avenger on. On a bad note, Golbez is just going to say, nope, 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 quite a bit until the Shadow Dragon has done their thing.
Until Cecil just dies.
Yeah, or Cecil gets eaten.
He's a hungry boy.
Well, he's full now.
And we'll just put Golbez in the microwave here.
Yeah. Infinious, having forged, is on their way to Zeromus, and I do believe we need to ask the all-important question.
Yeah. Where did that butt go?
Shadow Dragon ate it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry guys, we're all out of butts. We've got a fancy Zoroma sprite though. Anybody want to see that? I'm sure it'll be referencing something cool and funny.
Yeah, but I certainly hope so. That's what this pretty much there for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, scholars put so much work into this. There's Porum. So,
Okay.
so
That'll
yeah,
do, but oof.
yeah. So here comes our Zoroma sprite for the day. Is it going to be Porum to fill out Infinious' objectives?
Is there a pour on this?
Maybe. There's 520 odd Zoroma sprites. Who really knows? Except Scala.
It's true. Porum is a precious child, but I think, say, a Porum on the lunar altar is... That's not Porum.
No. And I would like to actually reiterate what we were just saying. Yes, there is a but. There it is.
Yep. We found the butt.
I don't think anyone is going to be really that sad seeing Pokey sort of dropped into it. But Zoe, having picked up Objective 4, got Porum, going to Forge, going to be heading back up to the moon to go and head to Zeromus as soon as possible. But Infinious is definitely in the driver's seat here.
Yeah. It's still possible if we see a wipe or two. But it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, definitely. Cecil isn't doing a great amount of damage, just 2.5 to 3,000 per swing, and with that Avenger only. Sid is helping, but there's no real complementary damage here, so it's very likely, or quite possible, that we might see Big Bang Intermedio and see things go a little bit pear-shaped later on in this fight.
Zoe is gonna stop and grab a couple more sirens. Does need a few. Just not having the levels from that gauntlet is that is gonna be significant here.
Infinious just direct casting the notes, just trying to just bring the damage that Zeromus is going to do down with the big bangs.
Yeah, I mean, just easy enough to cure over that.
Yeah, Sid and Cecil have plenty, and Rosa for that matter, have plenty of hit points here, but you just want to make sure things are on top.
Yeah. It looks like, yeah, we are just going for nerfs on this, like. And yeah, the timing on this should be just fine. We're well after the shake.
Yeah, and Sid should get a swing, and then the Cure 4 should come off. If it was Nuke and then Cure 4, oh, maybe not. So it should be nerfed successfully. Just
yeah, nothing to worry about there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for anybody who might not be familiar, the way a Big Bang works is that Zeromus will shake, and he'll set his magic power for the forthcoming Big Bang. He'll do it, then he'll shake. He'll do it when he shakes, but as you noticed, if you direct cast a spell on him, he will cast Nuke. And he lowers his magic power to do that, just so he doesn't completely flatten you. So if you do it after he's set the after he's set his magic power, you get it lowered for the next one. I believe it cuts it in half.
Roughly, yeah. It puts it down to 4 rolls, which is a maximum of 1,200 damage.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, plenty of wiggle room in the hit point totals of these. But that Avenger doing what Avenger things do, Pokemus has been... I don't know. He's doing something, and Infinious has won today with a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 21 seconds. Apparently, he's hit that one for 6.
He's showing us some sort of victory video. It seems to involve some sort of sport.
Yep, it's a bat and ball game called cricket, which Infinious and myself are very familiar with.
Thank you for translating for people who don't know sports.
And we have now been joined by Infinious. Congratulations on winning today.
Thank you. I don't know. It's rare for me to think that I played a seed well, but that one I did think I played well. I can't believe it, to be honest, that I've made it to the quarters. It's kind of surreal.
Oh, you
definitely have. You definitely, yeah, you made it.
Yeah. Yeah. Avenger, very good weapon, even without a crystal sword on Excalibur. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, like that sword just carried you through pretty much the entire seed, and you really showed off just what you could do with, even just something as simple as just going into it with it equipped.
Or Avenger glitch in your fists against Ogo Pogo.
Oh, okay. So I thought that would. So my understanding was that of that, as long as you take an action with at the same time, that it would have been fine. I guess I must have missed the window. I don't know. Like, that was a weird one, but
I've never found.
You gotta see why I did that though, because I wanted to make sure that Rydia would stay on the floor for the entire seed. So in the end, so the way that just panned out was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I can get Rosa to kill off Rydia, and then Venture should have then by taking action like using a throw rage or something, that should have led to like swinging with an actual Avenger as opposed to fake Avenger. But
yeah, unfortunately, what it is, it's an actual action in the main menu. If you do it straight from the item menu, it doesn't count because there's no action being put in on the actual fight command.
Oh, okay. All right, that explains that then, because I thought because he saw me do a similar thing in ordeals against I forget who it was there, but where I kind of did the same thing. I was doing damage, some damage, but not a lot. So I thought maybe he was just getting unlucky. But yeah. I think I learned my lesson after that.
Yeah, in that one, I believe you Avenger glitched the short bow and charm arrows, which So,
I mean, look, still better than Fist, admittedly, but but yeah, it just made it a bit harder. That's all.
Yeah, it gave us a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
that was it. It was just pure entertainment.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I'm here for, right? Like, entertainment.
It was definitely entertaining.
Also, I need to have words with Alasale, apparently. So before race started, she made mention. Yeah, have fun. I take no responsibility except for Alt Gauntlet Ogo Pogo. And look what we have, Alt Gauntlet Ogo Pogo. That was fun.
Well, it didn't go too badly for you. You went through it pretty quickly. There wasn't really too much to worry about.
Well, the secret there was I actually had, because I found an Earth Hammer, and I think it was in Watery Pass somewhere, at the front of Watery Pass. That was so strong against the Evil Master. I never saw the reflected whites or the reflected nukes that was going to come. So I think that just saved a whole bunch of heartache there.
Yeah, like that's yeah, I think that must have been in Watery Pass, and that's always fun when something you find right at the beginning of the game just comes back like that.
Yeah, and actually, the front of Warrior Pass was incredibly good because also had the black sword, so that also enabled me to do a whole bunch of fun things, or just push through the overworld. So like the fact that I got to use both get to I used the black sword to trigger the swoon on one dark imp, and then you also in the same basically turn cycle had Rosa use a Medusa arrow on another stone imp. So that was pretty. Yeah, that was fun to do.
Yeah, that was very nicely done.
Also, I think the other thing I felt really sad about was having done the King Ryu grind, got all these levels, then had to then face through Old Gauntlet, have like I think 200,000 gold, only to find that the cool shop had nothing. I could buy.
You had protect rings.
At that point, it didn't really matter. Like I just want, like I think all I was looking for was like I don't know, I guess apples would be good, except if it wasn't for like I was at level 60 something or at the end of that. So, kind of unfortunate, but would like the Zeus Gauntlet, but just to speed up that fight. But look, it was super safe. The only thing I could have done to that might have made it quicker was I really don't know. Maybe I could have just just like your crystal power shirts and that kind of thing. But there really wasn't much more. Oh, Stardust Rod from the for food, but it's not that much of an upgrade either. So yeah, I think the way I just routed things just panned out perfectly. Like doing Sealed Cave, which had the pink tail, doing Top of Tower, and having I think it was one half of Forge, right? Yeah, adamant. So yeah, everything just lined up perfectly.
Yeah, like the way things routed on this, they flew through really nicely.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, can't believe I'm still alive. I believe I have a very easy opponent next round, right? Like, let me just check the bracket for a second.
Yes, you do. You have Dusty Griff. He's simple. Don't worry, it's a free win for you.
Right,
yeah,
cool.
no,
like,
you can take that scrub, no problem.
Yeah, easy. Easy game. He just hasn't. Hang on, let me just check. Hasn't lost a game. Maybe that might be a bit more challenging.
Well, there's always the first time and the second time.
Exactly.
Do you have any combat words for him?
No. Please go easy. I know.
This is the time when you're meant to be really confident and just say yes, bring it on, or something like that. But you don't want to do that.
I'm not a typical person. I'll have you know. Like, I know. I hope to smash him for 6 or something. I don't know.
that works.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Okay. So sorry. Can we just edit this out so that so I sound more confident? Let me try again. I'm gonna smash him for 6.
We'll take care of this in post.
Okay, sure. Got it in post. Yeah. All right. Cool.
There you go. That's it. So,
all right.
That's next week, though. So I'm sure right now you're going to go away, think about a few things, get yourself ready for next week, and just
I'm
say
looking forward to the challenge. So that's going to be good. But again, thank you to both of you, Project and Neon Grey, for doing comms. Thank you, Stopple Force, for doing tracking, and I will thank Ali for rolling that seed, because that was, despite having Old Gone Ergo Pogo, that was actually an interesting, fun one for having no X-Scale or Crystal Sword.
Yeah,
definitely.
It definitely gave you some interesting challenges there.
Yeah, but with that, I'm going to head off because it's coming towards lunchtime, and I'm starving after that.
Yeah, go and get something to eat, and have a midday nap or something like that. It's Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully.
You deserve it.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Have a good day.
And good luck to Infinious going forward in the league. That is really gonna be a great set of matches to watch. They are Neem and Dusty Griff are both incredible runners. That's gonna be one to make sure you see. And right now, Zoe's got rocks falling on first screen.
So going to hopefully have this finished soon. Cecil's got plenty of hit points, so this should be done momentarily. Or we could see another set of rocks. Whichever.
It's fine. This is fine.
Pokey's a jerk like that.
Yeah, that's just what you expect from Poke.
And there he goes. So Zoe has finished in second place today. And we'll have an official time on the screen in a moment. 1 hour, 37 minutes and 40 seconds. And so not a win today, not going through to the round of 8, but a very, very good run by Zoe, who honestly he didn't expect that we would be getting this far in the tournament. So hats off to her. Hats off to her.
Yeah, and I do believe that we are joined by Zoe right now. GG to you.
Thank you.
That Sura was kind of rough. I think that was your really big delay there.
Even with that, that's not 10 minutes lost. I played cleanly the rest of the way, and I got outplayed. So huge GG's to Infinious. I thought I had that in the bag with my moon checks. So
Yeah, jumping down on that Baron key, finding that poor not the all gauntlet that you were probably expecting and or hoping for at that point, but it was 2 checks, and one of them panned out for you, and then it was just back to get to Zeromus.
Yeah.
Infinious just had a few extra items, really. Had the pass, got to the moon just a little bit before, but did have to go through an all gauntlet at Ogopogo. So.
yeah, the alt gauntlet would have been nice. But I wouldn't have been able to take it. My party was not equipped for that. I had a rune axe and a dream, basically.
There was that Avenger, but and Fu, but there's it's a difficult it's a difficult spot.
Yeah, Ali, I'm mad that you put it there.
Strangely enough, Infinious said the same thing. I think there's a theme going here.
You joked about it beforehand. She said that there would be crystal swords and alt gauntlets at Ogopogo. We got one of the two, and it wasn't the one I wanted.
The one that everybody except the people playing wanted.
That's fair. I've wished many an alt gauntlet at Ogopogo on racers, so that's just karma. I'm sorry to chat that I didn't give them round 2 of having to defeat it. I found a way around it.
That's always fun. So
Yeah, that's the beauty of 4 out of 5. It's not necessary that you do that thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So, unfortunately, not going to go any further, but I want to really say well done for getting this far, because you said it a few times yourself. You didn't expect to get this far.
Oh, absolutely not. I got bumped in the Magma route of Threemus. That was my first tournament after joining the community during the Football Gauntlet. I joined this tournament to see how far I grew. My goal going in was basically to make it 1 week further than I did before. Make it to week 6 and still have a chance. Going 3-3, losing in week 6 would have been fine by me. Getting bumped by Dragus would have been fine by me. Making the round of 16, being one of the top 16 players in this tournament is more than I could have ever wanted.
But not more than you've deserved, because you have played absolutely amazing, and you've done so much for the tournament itself as a whole. So really, all I can, I'm going to say this for everyone. Thank you for being in this tournament. Thank you for everything you've done in this.
Thank you. The community means a lot to me. I do want to say, the night that I advanced to the round of 16, the night where I got my second win over Dragon, as soon as I was done, as soon as I put in my dot, I found out that a friend of mine had passed away, and it was hard. I thought about dropping. When I lost game 2 of this series to Infinious, I thought about dropping because of the stress of the move and the stress of all that. But I decided to try for her so she would be proud of me. And I'm glad that I chose tonight to use the naming scheme that I did so that I could honor her and our friends and our family and the close-knit circle that we've created together. So thank this community for being there for me and giving me reason to keep on enjoying and keep playing games and keep community building and so much more.
From everything I've heard, she would have wanted you to continue on, and you've done her proud.
I definitely think, she's definitely cheering from somewhere and just being, the evil little gremlin that she was, and so thrilled just to have seen you get this far, and and now you played really well. You did really good. So now you can put this down for a bit and just try and get everything else dealt with. You've got so much going on right now, and this at least you can know that you did good. You did really good.
She absolutely cursed this seed. I laughed so hard when I booted it up and saw that the 2 objectives were Get Porum and Alt Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And it was so perfect. I couldn't believe it. But absolutely, I'm gonna still be around in the community. I'm gonna take a small break from playing. You won't see him in the ladder, but Infinious finally eliminated me from the tournament, so I can get back to work on Enterprise Legacy Season 2. Hilarious that he won Season 1. I guess he really, really wants Season 2. And I've got other projects for Free Enterprise in the works. So I'm not going away, but I'm going to be cheering from the sidelines, and I'll be in the booth for the rest of the way out.
Get that break. You deserve it. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you all so much, and thanks to everyone that was on crew tonight for Drac and Neon. I'm sure the comms were great. Ali, thank you so much for restreaming. And Unstoppable Force, I know you're new to this whole shindig, but you're no less appreciated for the work that you put in, so thank you so much as well. Everyone have a great night.
Get some rest.
So there's just one more race left. We are done for tonight. We've got one more race tomorrow. And that race is, if I can remember it, Prof. Corey versus for their ticket into the round of 8. They're one apiece and everything to play for.
Yeah, and that is going to be 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's going to be a little early for our races usually. So if you want to catch this, and it is going to be a good one, their last race, they were, within like 2 minutes of each other the entire way along. They ended 5 minutes apart. So do not sleep on this race. It is going to be a good one.
So enjoy that race tomorrow. We are just going to sign off tonight. It is pretty late. We're going to let everyone rest. Come back tomorrow for that race, and well, next week, round of 8 begins. It's getting down to the wire.
Strap in. This is gonna be something.